Hi, folks, and Merry Christmas Eve. This is Nick Tucker with Art Time with Nick. I'm just going to do a little bit of setup, and we're going to do some drawing today, and we're going to talk about a friend of mine who's having a rough time and in some need while we do it. So, first thing I need to do is set up this right here. And what we're going to do is bring up our dear friend, Clip Studio Paint, which you guys are all very familiar with by now. Feel free to shout out in the comments your questions, talking bits. You guys know the deal. All right. Uh, and sorry, I'm trying to help a person. Here's what's going on, friends. My friend Christy, and let's get this set up, get this set up, and it looks like we're good to go. My friend Christy is having a very, very difficult Christmas. It's probably one of her hardest ever. She lost her home and is in a hotel with her two small children. I only found out about this morning, so my ability to help is somewhat limited. But they literally are not able to have anything like a Christmas. Now, friends, you know that is not how I roll. So, I will be doing what I can as my funds allow, but I wanted to reach out to you guys and ask if you can be of any help, any service to them, either if you're looking to hire writers and you're looking, things like that. The other thing you can do is just if you can find it in your hearts to donate anything to her. Her PayPal is Ducky is I'm sorry at Ducky8729. So Christy likes ducks. I've known her since kindergarten, I think. We go very, very way back, and she's a very good person. So if there's any way that you can find it in your heart to help maybe give a very last minute Christmas miracle to somebody, now is a great time. If you're seeing this in the rerun, that's okay. Please share this around as you can, because this is going to be a very, very rough time on her for a long time, and I want to help her actually get out of it. So, with that being said, I'm going to get into the art. I'm going to try to leave Christie's PayPal up as long as it doesn't interfere with my ability to art. And if we're losing stuff, let me know. But as usual, we are setting up for the last few streams of 2022. So I want to make sure that we have a good time doing that. I want to make sure that we end 2022 on a positive note. So I'm going to do what I can to do that. And you guys know I'm all about helping folks and doing things on a positive note. So please consider helping her. If you arrive late and want to ask why I have that up, feel free. But, and Christy, if you pop up in the comments, you are more than welcome. So, first thing, because we have Christy, I think we're going to have to make a duck. I haven't drawn a duck in a while. Let's see what tools I'm rocking right now. Oops. Okay, I can work with this. Back. And do we want, you know what? I want a little bit more rough with my duck for now. So I'm going to use my secret weapon, the good pen. And I'm going to go blue because we are still doing a base layer. Okay. Duckies are fairly easy to draw when you break down the shapes. And I have, not many people know this, but I have a great love for rubber ducks. I think rubber ducks are just genuinely rather cool. So what I'm going to do is draw a Christmassy rubber duck. And we're still in our sketch layer. This is no big, mic check. Mic check. Uh-oh. I may be having problems with my mic. Thank you, Johnny Cage. Uh, let's see what we got going on real quick. Aha. Yep. Yep. Give me a second. Does that sound better? Thank you for the catch, Johnny. Uh, every once in a while, it catches me. But yes, I'm trying to help out my friend Christy, who is spending not just Christmas, but the oh, how did that go? It's a full stream there. The coming holiday, not just the coming holiday, but the foreseeable future in a hotel room because she lost her home right before Christmas. And there was some shadiness and tomfoolery, and I would love to do something about it. Now, right now, my finances are a little tapped. So I will have to do something a little later, which is more my style anyway. But those of you who have a little room can do some good to help Christy. And I'm going to be talking about her plight for a bit on my channels, at least till she can get some help with what needs to happen. Now we're going to put a Santa hat on this little ducky, and we're going to put a fruffy collar, because no one should be afraid this time of year, especially. And it is not my nature to hear of something like that and not say, hey, what can we do? So, to make Christy happy, I'm going to do this little rubber duck as my first. And then come Monday show, I can talk about that. But I want her to have a wonderful time. And yes, I had actually planned on not streaming today and just spending Christmas Eve with my family. But then I had a call to action, and that's what we do around here. You get a call to action, you act. If you have the means to help somebody, you do so. That's the only way to make the world a better place. So we're going to knock out some art for this, some fun art, and we're going to try to make things better. And while I'm doing it, I'm hoping folks are having a wonderful Christmas Eve. I hope you're able to keep your loved ones close, and visions of sugar plums are dancing in your head. Not really sure what sugar plums are. I'm pretty sure they're a Victorian treat, but treats are good. And, I hope that you find what you need under your tree. And, if it's financial or fun inspiring, awesome. If it's just silliness that makes your day a little better, well, that's awesome too. Had a discussion about how it's kind of tragic people can't find Jessica Rabbit under their tree, but that was a little off color. That was me hanging out with my dear friends, Joe and Trelena Bachman. And just thinking about how, our travel plans may be upended by this weather, and how it's kind of rough that I'm not going to get to see. Well, I'm hoping to see my family, but my extended family. But if I have to wait a while for the weather and safety, I'm going to wait a while. Good. Jessica's married. Valid point. Valid point. So, what would you like to find, or who, under your Christmas tree? Johnny? I'd like to know. And yes, this is just a very cartoony duck. I like ducks. I've always liked ducks. But yeah, what would you like to find? And you guys, you can be silly. You can talk about, what toys. I think the fact that adults are told to outgrow toys is barbarous. You should be able to, if it brings you joy in this world, you shouldn't, and it's not hurting anybody, everybody's consenting, it shouldn't matter. There should be no negative views on that. Because really, life's far too short to be taken seriously. So we have this Christmas ducky forming right now. And thanks for hopping on, Johnny. Please like, share, subscribe. And this one I'd really like you to share around because I'm trying to get it out where everybody can. Okay, yeah, I'm still good. Where everybody can see, kind of hear her story. If you want the details, I didn't want to necessarily fully embarrass her on YouTube, but you can find them on either her Twitter or mine. Didn't stop to think about what I want. Well, you know what? You're a very dedicated, hardworking, and a rather noble individual, Johnny, even though people don't give you credit. And I hold you in surprisingly high regard. Hey, Grant. Merry Christmas or Christmas Eve. We are right now. I am doing art for the upcoming week, like I usually do about this time. Grazie. And I am trying to help out a friend who's found herself living in a hotel after being evicted right before Christmas. Yes, the legality of that is shady, but I got to do the parts I can, which is, trying to help her and help folks have a chance to feel better about the holiday. I know that sounds odd, but I do have good logic with that. Many times, especially this year, I have found it can be hard to feel the spirit. And part of it is because most people aren't inclined to do something for others. And that's where the spirit comes from. Well, there are religious aspects, but I believe it's far more important to try to do what he says than browbeat people one way or another on that aspect. So I won't. But, and we're supposed to take care of people, treat people like we want to be treated. So that's what we're going to do here. And I know in my life, I've gone through some real rough times. And I've been blessed that most of those haven't happened in such a way to excessively affect Xander as much as possible. Well, that's not true. We lost our house too and had to do some things. So I want her to have all the support that can be generated. And I happen to know that my group of friends are some of the best people in the world. And the people I know in my chat are amazing. And it's a great chance to see that they can provide help and support for not only a lady trying to make it, she works at a hotel, but a fellow writer and creative. So we are gonna go with that. And there, like I said, there are more details available in the tweet and on Facebook that I shared of her information. Her stuff is in the description of this video so that you can contact her directly. And if you want to do something to try to help her and her family have a more Merry Christmas, well, now's a good time. Because helping folks is that important. Grant, however, is a little well lubricated, sounds. I gonna be drinking some eggnog tonight. Oh, okay. Glug, glug, glug. I had to kind of not do eggnog this year. And it's not, well, I always drank the non-alcoholic, but Uh, I found out, the calories and the blood sugar would be a little much with what else I'm going to do. And so I'm having to make the right decision. And frankly, I find it very uncomfortable. Another another tip while we're doing this, I like the Real G Pen or the Millipen, actually. So if you go in marker and you go to Millipen, you get what kind of this perfect pen. You're not lubricated yet, but you will be. That's okay. Not really, just another day. I understand that. Well, you're like I said, you're also a good person any given day, Johnny. I have faith in you. Some people don't, but they're not me. I believe in the potential greatness of a great many people, and I am rarely disappointed. Uh, yeah, we'll do that. It's a ducky. It's a rubber ducky. Whoops. I see what I forgot to do. We need to turn this to a multiply layer. Real easy. Oh, no, I did the wrong art on the wrong layer, and it was the wrong kind. So we need to do that. We need to do that. We need to add our layer, make it a multiply. My brain's all over the place. I agree. It's just another J9. Doesn't mean it can't be. Yeah, it's up to you guys how you treat this and what your holidays are. For me, this is a big deal. This is celebrating, as a Christian, the birth of Jesus Christ, which I do actually take fairly seriously. Uh, it seems like that gets lost, ironically, as much among the Christians as it does. Be careful when deciding who is good and who is your bad guy. That's an interesting point. It takes a lot for somebody to be a bad guy in my universe, and or very little. A bad guy is someone who's cruel, who's manipulative, who profits from the suffering of others. That's a bad guy to me. A bad guy uses their strength, to whatever their strengths may be, to gain leverage, gain power regardless of the will of those around them. And I can't condone that sort of thing, so I don't. I think a good guy is the kind of person who tries to help folks and who tries to be there, when the rain's coming down and heck's knocking at your door. The good guy's the person who's there to reach out and say, hey, I'll help the best of their abilities. That's who we're supposed to be, at least according to my faith and religion and philosophy. And the funny thing is, a lot of people will talk about faith as something negative. Uh, I think they're not necessarily reading the same book I do, but the problem is most people don't read it. Oh, you questions. There are two comments on board gaming that came by. Got any Christmas traditions, and why are my extra nerd friends wary of Dungeons and Dragons future? Well, I can actually answer both those things. We usually game around Christmas. Often it's a Catan board game. My wife, son, and I play. Uh, but sometimes it's role playing. Now, getting to Johnny, Johnny's asking why are nerds so nervous? Well, what's happened is D&D put out a thing, some of the bigwigs that basically said that D&D is not nearly as profitable as it could be. It is not monetized well. And if you look at Dungeons and Dragons and any RPG from a capitalist perspective, yeah, what you find is that the DMs, the dungeon masters, where D&D, obviously buy the largest quantity of stuff, whereas the players can get by with very little and still be very functional. So they are, instead of trying to shift it to a lifestyle brand, not focusing on it as a game. There also was rumblings and real concerns about the removal of uh, oops, sorry, I got some messages. Okay, nothing I need to worry about. Uh, because of the day, I have to be a little more eager to check with messages. This is sometimes a hard day for folks. Anyhow, multiply that. Thank you. And they were talking about getting rid of what was called the OGL, the Open Game License, which allows third-party people to create D&D products as long as it follows strict rules of the OGL. Now, previously, there were no attachments other than the license had to be there. You couldn't use certain D&D terms, settings, people, a list of specific monsters, things like that. The new OGL that is being developed right now, however, has, if you make more than so much money, you have to report it to Dungeons and Dragons. And if you do that, make a much larger amount, D&D starts getting royalties from what you're doing, because what they were upset about was all the people who would make their own books were making money off of the D&D core system. And that is basically the lifeblood of a whole universe of D&D creators, because they don't just want to go after the customers' money, which they want to do through encouraging VTTs, virtual tabletops, and other through the virtual tabletops, microtransactions and miniatures, pushing D&D beyond so that they can update the rules live, things like that. Well, that is all well and good, but it doesn't that is trying to take and make it more expensive to play. They also want tighter control on the rules and things. And what's happening is you have a split between two types of gamer. You have the official D&D, we play by the book. These are the guys who go to like Gen Con and play D&D, sometimes competitively. And then you have the what they call folk gamers, who use D&D, but they homebrew a lot of rules. And they let me see, can I just do this? Nope, I can't. I'm on the wrong layer to do that. That's what's wrong. Nice. Oh, almost nice. We're getting there. So what they want to do is make D&D more expensive for everybody to participate in, be able to track better who's making what with the system, and apply their OGL to it. This will also make it more aggressive towards independent game creators, because they want D&D to be a one-stop shop, and they want you to handle everything optimally through the online services. They don't really want you buying your games from any brick and mortar shop, because that means the brick and mortar shop is making a potential portion of the money. And that's not what they want either. So it's pretty scary what's trying to be flung, but it also looks like they're hearing the backlash and going, wait a minute. I think part of it is because so many so many people started with fifth edition. It was such a huge jumping point. They've never seen an edition change, and in fact may have rather mocked those of us who have endured a few of them. Because if you think about it, the goal is never to sell anybody anything once in modern business. They want to sell and profit from selling things to people repetitively. You don't want to sell a book that you never get more money out of. You want them constantly coming back to buy things. And one thing that WotC did when they took over D&D from that's Wizards of the Coast from TSR, is they did their level best to to transform Dungeons and Dragons into a collectible book game. And that is the most profitable way to do it. However, that's fundamentally counter to the way many people play games. And they're on the plus side, the more they define Dungeons and Dragons as, well, this is Dungeons and Dragons and that isn't, the easier it will be for some people to make new systems. But it's kind of scary. RPGs went through a period where there were a lot of them. So it sort of mirrors the comics and industry. But let's go here and look at what we got. Yeah, let's do that. That's actually, I want it to be gray, but a kind of unoffensive gray. The imagine, if you will, a world where Marvel gets to put out a thing that says, if you draw a comic book and you use superheroes or panels or other forms of the media, you have to have a license from us to say you can. And then if other companies do that and make stuff and it's popular, well, those aren't really comic books. And then they legally try to make that a fact. And then imagine the only way you could get comic books would be from Marvel, from a digital service. And they were trying to weed out paper comic books entirely. And then you get kind of what has so many D&D enthusiasts so concerned. So that's what's going on in that setting. I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry if it was a bit long-winded. But we've got this happy little duck. And I'm just going to call it that. That is a cute duck. I like the duck. He's a happy duck. I'm going to sign the duck. I'm going to just duck it. I'm going to sign the duck with my good pen because I like the good pen. We're going back to the good pen. And we'll put, 7 is a good size for me. I like that. We'll sign in. Oh, you're welcome. That's why I think independent games may quickly find a renaissance. Because much like comics, there has been a shift. I mean, you look at what happened with D&D 4.0, which was Very much not a Dungeons and Dragons game. The system didn't feel like it. The playstyle didn't feel like it. It really was WoW on paper. Now, some people loved it, but very, very few, and it nearly killed the brand. We'll save that as Christie's Duck. Alrighty, so. And if I save that in that format, later I can put it out. But there's all that's been said. Getting back to Grant's wonderful question, and it's a little off topic, but we're doing art, we're having a good time, happy to things. I need to adjust this, and I need to go. Oops, actually, what I do is file, export time lapse, because this is a fun one. Boom. And that's exporting so people can watch in the time lapse thing me drawing Christie's Duck. And that won't have any interruption. It'll be full screen. You won't see the gobbledygook. Christie's Duck, and we'll go dash art time lapse so I know where to put it. And then we'll do one more thing. We will come over here. I will go red, and I will use this as Mondays. Oh, wow, that's really big. Logo for Nevermind the Furthermore. Hey, I got it out right with no typos this time? Look at me being all pro. That's fun. That's good. We'll file. I almost goofed it. So what I'm going to do is file. I have to come here. I have to come here. And go file, export. Let me see. Not BMP. It will be PNG, like a boss. And this is going to be NTF S1 E76, because I've done 76 episodes of Nevermind the Furthermore. And we'll do that as a ping, so it's a nice big file. And we'll say, okay. We'll hit OK for that. And I'm going to hide this. Boink. And then I'm going to file, export single layer, ping, Christie's Duck. That way I can use it as a preview for the time lapse. Alrighty, so we skipped right to cartoony stuff, which is well and good. Let me see the commentary. Actually, go file, new. I'll have the big screen. Because I either have my full thing to draw on, or I can see the comments. So I start working at a very small place. We'll do this. We will close Christie's Duck because Christie's Duck will get uploaded later. Do not save that because I don't want that saved. And we'll put this back and we'll see who's writing what. Okay, nothing new in the writing section. Groovy. Now we're going to go back to the more Bob Rossian how we do stuff. I wanted to do a special thing for Christy because she's having such a rough time. And again, if anyone can help her, please do so. Her PayPal is on the banner, which you should probably still be seeing. Can you still see the banner? Let me double check. Yes, you can. Good. Now, while we're doing that, and to be clear to anybody watching, I get nothing out of this financially or favor-wise. This is just me trying to do something nice for somebody. Let's get a little more artsy. I got my airbrush, and I'm just gonna throw out a nice kind of varied cloudy day. We'll do a nice cloudy day. That'll look good. I want to keep it kind of happy. Haven't seen the clouds in a couple days because it's been so cold. All our windows have been basically taped over, and that makes you feel a bit isolated. Kind of has given me lockdown vibes because there's a while where there was a mentality of like closing your windows too to shut out everything that was going on. We've got a nice cloudy day. They're high wispy clouds. That's good. Let's see. Come into the layers. We'll add another layer. And by adding the layers, you get to stack it without making anything go wonky. And boy, that's nice. I really like the layer function. Why is that like that? Yes, go there. Thank you. Go there. So let's pull a paintbrush, and I'm a sucker for the heavy paint. So we're still at the thick oil paint. Just it's a fairly thick. It's a honker of a brush, and I like that. Puts a lot of material. Probably should still feel wintry, but I want to do something a little different than what I've done. Okay, I know what I'm doing. We're going to do this. Close this up. You're doing something very different than what I've done thus far. That works. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm just going to pull this around to here. Oh my, Nick, what are you doing? We'll pull this around. Because right now I'm more interested in this lower layer because I haven't decided what's going on the back. And this would normally be a second layer, but I have thoughts and I need to work through them till I get there. And that's the joy of this. Now, once I get through my 3 pictures, I'm going to call it so I can go back to my family festivities. But I really wanted an opportunity to help somebody because I know it's like to be there when you don't have somebody helping you, or as the people who should aren't. So we've got that. That's going to give us our foreground and highlight point, and I'm going to do a bit of a cheat. I'm going to do a bit of a quick move on you. So this is layer 3. It's still normal, but I am moving it between layers 2 and 1 because I realize I want to do something, and this will free me up more. What are you doing, Nick? You're all over the place today. I know. Have faith. Have faith. And we need a different color. We need something like this. There we go. Oh, I like this. Now, there are apps and brushes that will let me do what it is I'm doing right now. And I can use them, but I'm not quite in that mental place. So what I'm doing is I am setting up a nice old-fashioned, slightly, I don't know if it's surrealist or if it's emotive, cityscape. Get some buildings going out here. I don't find buildings often as happy as trees, but they're happy. And I want it to be kind of, my worlds are starting to collide mentally. I listen to and I enjoy cyberpunk media, and I enjoy very naturalist media, which means that the sides of my brain don't always get along. Let's just lock that in. And that means you get very, very different attitudes. I want to go full futuristic. I decided
This is not a boring normal city, because boring normal cities have very square lines, save for a couple of buildings that usually don't work so well. Let's have some fun with this. Let's make this a major building. Ah, the buildings are happy for different reasons. That's very good. So what I'm basically trying to do, and I don't know if I can pull this off. This picture may be an utter failure by the time I'm done. Failure, emotional damage. But what I want to do is take very conflicting aesthetics, being my love of cyberpunk and sci-fi and very uh, human, geometric shapes, and then combine it with my more Bob Rossian, my naturalist, the part of me that reads Walden and Thoreau, and say, okay, we've got these shapes over here, and they're very, very dominant. I mean, they're looming on the horizon over here. Surely as any mountain does. You know, as the future sometimes feels loomy. I don't know about you, but sometimes some of the stuff I see that are implied by this is the future coming really just gets my whoops, did I hit the wrong button? Yes, I did. That's fine. My stomach in a tizzy. It doesn't like. I've watched the future come in for a while, and I'm not 1,000% sure I like where it's going. So that leaves me with a quandary, because whenever I have something I feel tempted to complain about, I have to decide, okay, Nick, that bothers you. Yep. What are you going to do about it? You've decided that bothers you. What's that mean? You're not just offended, you're genuinely bothered by it. Okay. I want to switch here. And I want to do this. Doesn't have to be perfect because there'll be I'm gonna have fun with my smudgeries, guys. It's I need to get my size back up. It's gonna be interesting. I used the wrong color. Okay. Let's try this. There we go. That's a better color. I like that color. It's a little less intimidating, but anyway. What am I hoping to see? What am I hoping to accomplish with this? And if there's a problem, what at all can a short, fat, furry little man do? And see, Johnny says, stare at the abyss and smile. And you're getting close. I'm a product of the 80s. And part of it was I watched way too much A Team and things like that, MacGyver. And there's a spirit of defiance. There's an absolute spirit of defiance where folks are like, well, you can't win, and the response is, I know, but I gotta try. And when you start to get that mentality of, I know I can't win per se, but I have to see if it's doable, wonderful, strange things begin to occur. And when you start to get that, you start to get a sense of hope in light of overwhelming, overwhelming, and perhaps even logical odds, you know, because it really is. Hope is an audacious little thing. The idea that people have the capacity to hope, even when there's no valid reason for it, statistically, tactically, all is lost. That's when humanity surprises everyone. That's when humanity is at its absolute best. And that's what I'm shooting for. I want to encourage folks. That's why when I hear that there's somebody hurting, if I can help at all, the next thing I do is try to help. And that's what one should do, in my opinion. One should try to help. One should try to find what good can be done in times of fear or darkness, be it a private personal time or a public major emergency. And sometimes you're powerless. Sometimes there's nothing you can do but put positive energy and hope it's going to be okay. And sometimes preparation is there and it gives you the means to assert a level of control or adjustment to a situation. There's huge chunks of life that are all about learning how to adapt. How to adapt to losing, how to adapt to winning, how to adapt to wealth, to poverty. And by understanding these, you gain wondrous abilities of survival. And that's what I'm about. I'm about helping people survive, both physically and spiritually. Now, one thing I cannot abide is surrender. There are times for it, and I understand that. But there are too many forces and individuals out there who want you to surrender into a state of despair, because from there you are very malleable. You can easily be controlled and guided / misguided, however you need to be when you're in a state of despair. And I want you guys to know, the buildings I'm doing here, very organic, very impractical. I'm not really doing these buildings in such a fashion to make them appear geometrically sound or archaeologically significant or whatever. I just have some really fun shapes I built into it. And this is a good one. I like this. I want to do something with this. I don't know what, but this is a fun picture for me to do things with. It's going to be real fun because you all know me by now. Chunks of this picture can get covered up in just a moment. Because this is just me tinkering around on a cyberpunk-ish background, but not in the eternal rainy, gloomy night that is most cyberpunk settings. This is what happens when it's a cyberpunk city, or the ruins of one, on a sunny, pleasant day. So we have that. Time for a new layer. I moved to get to the uppermost point, so I'm not worried. Now we start to have fun, because now we have to think about our subject. And the city is not the subject today. I know. It looks like it should be. In fact, we're gonna do some things with the palette that we're using. It's gonna get all kinds of gunny bag for a minute. So just bear with me. Let me grab. Am I still on my thick brush? Yes, but I need. Nope, it's saving. That's okay. I need a thick brush because we've got ourselves this city that is the wrong color because it's melt. Oh wait, is it melting or is it coming out? It's coming out. Good. Because what we're gonna do. Oh no, Nick, you're losing. You're deleting your art. You're drawing over your art. What is wrong with you? Yeah, no, I'm terrible. But I have plans. And I'm not going to let some falling in love with my art stop me from achieving my plans. Because life goes on, and the worries of the city aren't the worries of everybody else. So let's do some happy little trees. Told you there'd be happy trees. I'm in my Bob Ross mode. They're happy trees. And then we can make it spring. So what I need is some sprayer action here. I want droplets and I want very nice pink. Can I find the pink I want? That's a little peachy. That's a little peachy. That's a little pink. There. Let's play with the size. Ooh, no. Well, now we're starting to get somewhere. That's a good size. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Oh yeah, our friends, very sakura blossom looking trees are coming out. And yeah, I know it's not very thickly done yet. But come on, you guys know me by now. You know that there's going to be some layers of other color thrown on there. I don't even know. I think we might just be doing this is just the mid ground because I still kind of think this needs a person. I'm not sure. It needs more color though. So we've got that. And then we're going to come over here. Let's play with this color section. Color should be played with. Joy. Life should have joy in it. Let's get this faint yellow. I don't have to be, scientific. I don't have to be accurate about what colors show up in my, you know, trees outside the cyberpunk city during the daytime when all the neon is off. But we can do some things like this, and then we'll come over here. Let's get our regular airbrush and a slightly darker brown. I'm going to get darker brown and a fairly narrow airbrush, and let's play. I have plans. So there we go. A little bit. I want to keep it not quite pastel, but there's a. Do you see what I'm saying? Where there's a lack of. The hard lines are over there. That's where hard lines live. We're not really feeling the hard lines. And I realize I have to do something else. But I want the softer lines closer, which is counter to the rules of perspective normally. So maybe it's the camera's trying to focus on the city, but I need to come over here. And I forgot something. So I'm back on the layer that has this kind of background. And I'm using my blur tool, which will give it just a little hint of reflection. I like that. I like that. That's good. The clouds don't match up too well, but I'm not terribly worried about that because a lot of this is going to get covered up real soon anyhow. And we're going to go, since we're back here, let's do some stuff. Let's add a little bit more life to the city. I'm going to grab probably my boy the G Pen. I haven't played with the G Pen a lot. Let's see. Yeah, the G Pen should be good. Do I want a bold yellow? Yeah, let's stick there. Okay, come over here. We're just gonna start random little slices of light where we think apartments or buildings that are lit up, even though it's the middle of the day, are. And you can tell what time of day it is by the way the sun is reflecting things off. But that's going to add just a bit of liveliness to it. It'll kind of code into your brain that, wait, there are people there. While we're doing that, even though it's daytime, we're going to have little lights kind of flickering in places that need them. Warning lights for the hover cars or whatever these guys are. That there's stuff going on. Okay? This is nice. I like this. But now we need to figure out what's going on for our other subject. So let's come all the way here, past the trees. We're going to add another normal layer. And we can grab our thick brush. We like our thick brush. How's our setting? That's not bad. We're going to go a little darker. A little darker. Is that too dark? Yeah, we'll see. And we're just going to hit up into here like this. I may need to do some more tinkering once I get stuff going, but oh, okay, that's in front of the tree. That's awesome. We got this. Now we have this lovely kind of stacked paper, almost Banraku edge. And I want to smooth it. Bigger. There we go. Bigger motions. It's using too small motions. Yay! Now comes the fun part. Got to decide who's doing what where. So let's get ourselves a black. Yeah, no, a white. Oh no, we're going black. Don't test me. And we're gonna just put our person. I'm not sure what our person is doing yet. But they're just watching the city. We got some here, let me just pull their head down. It's starting to look a little too Patrick Starfish for me. I kind of want to give them a bike again because I like giving them a means of conveyance of interest. Ooh, let's have some fun with that. I have to move my mic just a little bit to get down where I want to be. Let's have some fun with that. Let's go back and actually turn our pen on. And let's see. Yeah, okay, we got this. We're going to go here. And we're going to go here. Lay this down. Oh, I like this. Let's get a little stompy in here. That's right. I'm throwing a big stompy robot in. It's my IP. I can throw it wherever I want to throw it. Do that. We're going to open that like that. And imply that it's down there. A nice open BSR. And we're going to come here and we can get slightly thicker brush to have something to work with. A good dark gray. We're just going to... Oh, that's not thick enough. I need friends. You know what? I know what I need. Give me my Millipen. My Millipen is unsubtle. Whoops, it needs to be a second layer is what it needs to be. put that away. Do this. Add another layer. Make it multiply so I can color in my lines. So now he's gotten out of his mech to look at the city. Now there's a story here. It's not perfect, so I got to come back here. I have to tweak just a little bit. Bring back my Milli Pen. I'm a big fan of the Milli Pen. It has purpose. It knows what it's about. So let's zoom in here. Oh, that didn't come out bad at all. Would you believe me if I told you I was about to ask if there were big robots in the big building? I would believe you because there absolutely are. I'm not sure which faction that is. I don't think it's Vector Sect. It looks a little too. Well, it could be a Vector Sect faction, but there are definitely big robots in several of these buildings. Because you gotta have big robots, right? I mean, it's a sci-fi setting. I'm not gonna do a sci-fi setting where I don't have, big robots. What's the fun of that? My gosh. So we got this guy here. I'm thinking I need to get my eraser and tidy this up. Oh, wrong layer. I'm on the wrong layer again. That's fine. Pull down here, maybe? Yeah, that works a bit. Get it sunk in a bit. And then we go here. And we just. Oh, I hit right click. There we are. What's going on? Oh, eraser pen. No, that's still being weird. Okay, why is it being weird? Should be pen. What layer are you on, my friend? Oh. Well, it helps to turn the pen on. There we go. I can patch that up just fine where it is. Okay, so we've got a lone big stumpy robot pilot having hopped out on the verge of reaching the city. City needs some. Let's just take this layer, put it where it needs to go. Needs some old-fashioned shading too, so we'll come here, grab our boy, the airbrush, grab a nice gray. We're on multiply, so it's going to layer it, and it actually brightened it back up somehow. Oh, because it's normal. Hold on, multiply. There we go. My airbrush is too small. Thought it didn't feel like a 20, felt like about a 12. So now I can pull the shadows in, and I can make it very apparent that there are things going on in here that need to be dealt with. If you're doing a story, a picture, and this is, guys, this is not anything earth-shattering. This is not, this is the Mona Lisa or anything. But what it does do is inform that, hey, there's something going on. There's a story to be had here. And I, for one, am an absolute sucker for a story. So I think that's a good one. I think no, it needs something over here. It's too sharp right by these trees. I have to do something else. Oh, I know what to do. When in doubt, add another layer. And boy, my phone is going nuts. Let's see if I did. Let's use a color I'm not using nearly enough of. It's saving. Oh, it's saving, which means, guys, posture check. Put your shoulders back. Roll it. Move your neck around. You got to have the posture check. Now, we're going to come over here. We're going to grab kind of dark green. I think a dark green right on the edges here. And maybe do some grassy, spiky bits like so. Is going to lend to, I want the change where there isn't as much green, you know. There's some, but the city's doing what cities do. And the cities are an anathema for the green. Now all that leaves is for me to find a place. Oh, let me do little rings. I don't want to deal with whatever that little area is. Makes it more interesting. I just need to find a place to sign this and figure out who's kabonging me. And then I'm almost done with my 3 images. I just dropped my glasses on the floor. Nick, why do you have your glasses off? Well, because I'm nearsighted, and sometimes I don't like that. I don't like that. Let me just get rid of that. I don't like that one. Sometimes being nearsighted means I have to fight what feels comfortable. So my glasses come off. I try not to because, of course, and this is just the blur tool, guys. I'm not pulling out any secret snarly techniques on you. I'm just using the blur tool to get what I want, blending things around just a little bit. Because when I zoom back out, it'll look fine and dapper. So I'm going to come over here. There it is. I lost some of the paint for a second. There we are. That's nice. Now, come all the way down to here. Well, that's the so we'll go here. That's the baseline. Grab my boy, the good pen. I like to sign in the good pen. It has a little bit of texture, has a little tiniest bit of crunch. All signed in black. Yay. Is my phone making noise? I hear thudding in the living room, so I'm a little concerned. Make sure nothing important is going on that I can see. Voicemails? Well, my phone didn't even ring. You guys were here. So we will deal with that later. I will just come over here and be like, oh. I forgot I did that on top of everything, so fine. New layer. We'll just do this. Look at there. Bam. And I have no idea what to call this one. But we'll save this because this is a fun one. Save as city edge of the green. City on the edge of the green. We will Let that click and whir because this is a big one. Click and whir and click and whir and click and whir and go. Now it's named. So now I can export single layer ping the same way. Okay. Okay. File, while it's done that. Export time lapse. Okay. We'll let that click and whir. Nothing much in the comments, but honestly, that means most people are celebrating with their families, and that is okay. And the ones of you who aren't, that's okay too, because I appreciate you guys being here. And I'm hoping this leads to the last week of 2022 being beneficial for my friend. And I will export that. And now we do the why I'm actually doing this. Boink. Span this guy back out to the bright red because that's traditional. Nope. Font size. See how that looks. Never mind the furthermore. I actually like that. We'll leave it little. Well, let me play the size just a bit. Yeah, that's good. Oh, no. Just go here. File. Export single layer. And I do this, guys. This is how I make the things. NTF S1 E78. And that goes there. I say okay, let it fart around a little bit. Okay. And we go. Yeah, that's good. Merry Christmas, Luke. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. I wasn't going to do my stream, but a friend of mine is in a really bad way. I found out that she is living in a hotel with her kids, not having any Christmas. So I wanted to talk about her plight, put her PayPal up, and sorry, I saw the news, and see if I can't get some folks who have the means to be of assistance. I shared her links on Twitter and Facebook. Her information is in the description. And Luke says, Merry Christmas, bad news. Hybrids has been shadow banned in IGG. I knew it would be, Luke. I knew it would be. I'm sorry to hear that. What's the PayPal? Isn't it showing on the screen? Let me go full screen. Right there, Christie's PayPal at Ducky8729. She's also, while she's working in said hotel, that's how things are working out. She's a writer apparently and a few other things. So, I'll be doing my mojo behind the scenes. But anything anyone can do to help them is much appreciated. And getting this back to where I am. That is done. That is saved. We need one more. New. You missed me drawing a duck. It was a good duck. I like the duck. Now I need to draw one more picture. No, do not save because I don't need the never mind the furthermore business. I can fix that easier than not fix it. Let's have some fun. We got Luke here. Let's have some fun. I'm also feeling stompy. Feeling a little across the board. So let's grab a nice light blue. Yeah, that's a little too purpley. Yeah, that won't offend you guys too much. Let's just crack on, shall we? Bam. We've got the Good Pen, which anyone who has Clip Studio Paint should download. Look up Good Pen. You'll see this Japanese set of symbols. It's an amazing little pen. And I have an image forming fast. And when they form fast, you know it's going to be fun. And I'm feeling, like I said, I'm feeling a little big stompy right now. Oh, purple is great. Purple's a great color. But I'm feeling mechanized. And I'm just quick, throwing down a simple standard. You know what? Let's not do a standard class BSR. I've been too negligent. Let's do something with a little bit more teeth, shall we? Oh no, I don't like where that's going. Nick, it's just a sketch, yes, but it's a sketch that could be important later. Bam, bam. Let's put this guy out there. We got that. Gonna do this. Gonna do this. We're gonna get a little circusy in here. Let's put another circle here. Throw up some. Now, see, the nice thing with drawing big stompy robots or any standard mecha, and what I mean by standard, I mean not the Gundam humanoid. It has to be 15,000 complex lines to be a fighting robot mecha. Ha! More teeth. Luke says, more teeth, huh? That leaves my Kentucky friends out. Hey, they have teeth. They just like keep them in their pocket. That's fine. I don't judge. We can give them a triple bore. Let's get a nice, heavy, big, stompy robot going. Because I haven't done a heavy, big, stompy robot in quite a while. And I need to get back on my big, stompy robot game design truck. But there was this project that I paused it for. And I paused it because I quite decided if I want it enclosed or not. We'll see. Let's do this. And then I can do this. Yes, that's the good stuff. We want the shapes without the issues. You tell me what you want the fairies and the minotaurs to look like in hybrids. You know I'll be happy to set you up a design for that. Give me enough time, I could try to render it in 3D. Maybe. It's been a while, but we'll see. I can't decide if I want to square that off or round it because is that what it wants? It wants to be octagonal. I like octagonal. Anyhow, now we have that. We have the crush point. Big. Because a heavy BSR functions basically like a light BSR, like a regular BSR. It's just way more aggressive. So we'll do this. Let's do this. I want this to be a little more actiony because I realize what this needs. What this needs, friends, I need to take this to the circus. I need to take this to the circus. We're going to just do that. We're going to set one of these over here, maybe one over there, maybe one over there. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Pop the wrist. Do some things. We'll add some gnarly looking metal that maybe Oh, you know what? Let's throw that out as a tank stepper over there. Great against tracked vehicles, not so good against bipedal assault vehicles from a different planet. But that's okay. There we go. Now we got the circle, we got the lower circle. Because this is a fun fact. If you watch any manga, you read any manga, or you watch anime of any sort, and you see the whole cloud of missiles, there is a term for those. And that term is an Etano circus. And at some point, I'm going to write a story about a Japanese, uh, we'll say coded, because I mean, it's the future and he's in outer space, but mech pilot named Etano who likes to yell, "Welcome to my circus," as he fires off entirely too many missiles. But, missiles make things better. Whoops, wrong line. Let me get back here. Now, this is just the sketch layer, but I had an idea, so I'm running with it. And what I need to do is because it's funny, let's do this. Little dude in kind of a spacesuit. Hiding out over here. He's not happy about this situation. All right, my favorite of the night. Awesome. That needs to be things better. Missions make things better. A t-shirt. Hey, you have the tech. Yeah, eventually I'm going to have my own merch line, but it's going to be very dedicated to my IPs. And Luke is greeting Johnny. Let me check something. Yep. Now we are back to the serious line. We are here. We are grabbing our black. Let's zoom in and look a little bit. Now that I've done a rough. Oh, missiles. Missiles make everything better. Yes. Happy little missiles. Happy little missiles, Missiles do make everything better. Lock-on ballistics, my friend, also known as LOB. Because just because you're blowing up tactically things in a distant battlefield doesn't mean that you can't have fun doing it, nor that you should take it too terribly serious. And this is incredibly rough setup. See, one thing I love about my system of big snappy robots is, much like hybrids and other things I tend to do, the technical stuff is very universal and very very rules light. So that means you can make the flavor really however you want it to be. To think about the lighting on this one's a little tricky because with all this missile fire, the lighting's going to be kind of aggressive. Boom. And this will be the last picture of the night because it is New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and I want to spend time with my family. But I wanted to help Christy, and I told my wife, and being the beautiful, loving woman that my wife is, she went go for it, knowing full well what it would take. Uh, you, we all have an opportunity, folks. Every day. Oh, I hate that line. That line was garbage. Get out of here. But you have an opportunity to complain about the world or be the change that you want to be. That's interesting because, like I said, I don't always agree with Luke on political stuff, but I certainly respect his moxie. And look at his opinion. Good people are getting shadow banned for, I assume, political associations. I don't know. I can't see why a company that's running crowdfunding wouldn't want to make more money. It just seems stupid. But if that's happening, you can either just complain about it. And yeah, this is definitely the last one. I'm feeling it in my wrist. Or you can do something about it. And when Luke announced, shockingly, that he's going to set up fundmycomic.com to allow people who don't, who don't want to feel fearful of getting shadow banned, a place to fund, I knew immediately that doing so would invoke the wrath of they who do such things. Quite possibly, Luke. And guess what? That, friends, is okay. Because Luke's made okay on his own thus far, and he's prospering. Hopefully, we'll prosper more. You have to decide what's important to you. Certain formats or certain people, and how you're going to approach it. That's life. That's the business side of what a lot of people do. And I'm not afraid to show my business side because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to balance faith and joy and kindness and make enough that I can do what I love and help support my family. The conservative doesn't mean Trumpter. Yeah, and campaign and analytics have been. It's been a minute that I've been shadow banned. Doesn't surprise me. Like I said, I know who you associate with, Luke, and I'm not bashing you or them for the results of it. But when you're making I like trumpets. Trumpets are good. Johnny Cage likes trumpets. I like trumpets too. This is the fastest I've drawn in some time. So it's a little more haphazard than I usually let myself go, but I am just in the flow. And I'm getting to pull out little tricks I do for different kinds of art. This really has, I may have to come revisit it as an actual internal for a Big Stompy Robots product later, which is always a good sign. I want that distinct feeling in my art. That means I'm keeping the flavor. Like flavor too. Although I bought some Cajun chicken, supposedly, Cajun turkey. And I was so disappointed because it was not flavorful at all. It was like I've had spicier forms of mayonnaise than this junk. It disappointed me. But I still ate it. still going to eat it. It's food, not one for throwing away food. But we're going to just see. I've got a bit of complexity going, so I may have to come back once I've laid out this set of blinds and gone, oops, I need to fix this or that. 'Cause I don't like how there's a sort of a tangent going. So I'm going to play with that angle. There we go. We're going to do this. That's not bad, though. I mean, I can't complain about that. Let's hide this. Take this layer for a second. Hide and see. Oh, heck yes. I can work with that. So let's get rid of this layer. Bam. Because I don't need my sketch layer anymore. Nick, you lost your little dude. No, I didn't. I did not lose my dude. I'm just playing with his stance just a bit because he's having a bad day. Might give him a rifle. Yeah, let's give him a little rifle. Not much of a rifle. He's beyond outclassed. And then we'll put his other arm. And maybe we won't. Maybe he doesn't know what's on the other side of the wall. That's funnier. See, this is the other thing. Art tells stories. If your art isn't telling you a story as you draw it, you're not doing it right. Archie could never be bad. I believe it. And it wasn't bad. It just wasn't flavorful. And, you hear a lot about white guys don't season food. They have not eaten my cooking. I season food. I like seasoning. Seasoning makes things better. We're going to put that guy right back over here because they're still fairly popular. And we'll add some buildings on the horizon over here. Like maybe there's a complex. Well, I like that. That then gives you an idea of where the mech came from, where the robot walked out and went, okay, the threat is over here. Normally I try to show the threat too, but we're okay. We'll leave some mystery in this one for now. Especially because, like I said, I'm running rather low on time as I'm missing my family acutely. But please spread the word about my friend Christie's issues. If you have it in your hearts and pocketbooks to help her financially, please do so. Her Tinder, Gall would probably help her too, but that's neither here nor there. Her Twitter, see, that's where I went wrong. My foreshortening was off. Is in the description. It should be like Reese Ha Shah. I don't know. I'm sure it's a reference to something I know nothing about, and that's okay. But you can't see that because it's tilted. We'll do this. Do this. Let's get this flood in here and just do that, that. That gives it a little bit of grit. That. There. Gives it grit. Boom, boom, boom. 3 is enough missiles, I think. Oh, we need more smoke though. I like that. And he needs his little fire blast. Those can use a little more. That's good. Makes the all the leaves are green, the leaves are bright, and the sky is gray. We'll throw some happy little rivets on there. Maybe right here on this little front panel, square that off a bit. I understand this is a little haphazard, but it works. And working is a good thing for things to do. So we'll do that. Can I get that angle, please? Thank you. Hit this line. Just doing a little bit of doctoring to get things to look how I want them to on this happy Mecca. Because Battle Supremacy Worldbots, aka Big Stompy Robots, BSRs, are happy things. They spread joy and destruction. Because what's more fun than sitting at a table with your friends blowing up scenery? Well, a few things are, but I'm sure. But I enjoy doing this. And I think that, like comics and martial arts, gaming should be available for everybody, regardless of wealth or experience or creed or anything like that. That's what real inclusion looks like, folks. Support folks. Be the kind of thing you want to see. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, one there. Because there. There we go. We'll just kind of quick hash this out because this is a fun, fast drawing. Gotta have a bit of speed draw. Now, let's see. I wonder if I could do something silly. Let's find out. The worst that'll happen is I have to hit the undo button. Boom. Well, yep, that helps if I use the right tool. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, that worked great. That's called Victory for Nick. Victory for Nick! Victory for Nick. There are a couple pieces that need to be tweaked. I can tweak them. Because the fill tool on thank you. Luke says that looks good. And there's a lot of love that comes into this. This is real. This is passion for a world I've built and a game I've built that has a lot of meaning to me. So, do I even want to colorize that? I don't know. See, that's my problem. Because if I take and I come over here and I just keep this in the wonderful world of grayscale, I can do some fun. I can be like, well, let's just dabble with this being grayscale for a moment. I'm gonna have to fix that guy, but that's fine. Let's grayscale there, hit that, hit there, boom, 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 boom. Oh, wrong line. That's fine. I see where I missed a line, and I keep hitting everywhere but where I'm trying to. Boom, boom. Easy peasy. It's almost like I've done this before. Suddenly, there's a lot of detail real fast. Things pop. For a quick, sketchy dude, I have no problem with this at all. There we go. I like that. I like it enough. I don't think I'm going to worry about doing a full color job. I think I kind of like the grayscale. Oh, BSR was my resume. It's how I knew you'd be the right guy for the hybrids game. It really is a privilege both to know that and to hear that, because what I'm doing for BSR is something it's been I started working on BSR not knowing that was its name in 2007. Officially, I started working on it. Unofficially, as a kid, I built the first things that would have been assigned as BSRs, little robots and mecha and things. Most of those were lost in the fire, but I have other models like that around. Let's see, how's that look? That looks good. This is going to be trying because I hatched it before I did this, so that's still okay. And then, yeah, I'm going to call that good. Come over here. By the way, this is not Hatch. Hatch is not being pursued by a big stompy robot. As funny as that might be, Hatch is okay on his little asteroid. It's not that I don't. Yeah, there's nothing wrong color. Boom. Right there, there, and there. Nice. Lots of boom. And this is without it bringing, as the 40 Cares would say, bringing the DACA. Although, with dual tri-turrets, you're going to have some DACA for those who are in for that. Trust me. These are DACA specialists. Oh, I need to hide that. Thank you. Oh, no, I need to hide it. There it is. And there we go. We're going to sign this. It's funny, even my signature is looser because I'm very comfortable in this kind of fast, big, stompy robot thing. I almost goofed up. I need to do something. Yep, that's where I want it to be. Down here, and here, and here, here, and here, and here. There we go. DACA. So, wait, you know what? Let's try something on here. Boom. Boom. No, I don't like that. Never mind. Maybe that, though. That gives it some color. That's a point. I can try that. Let's see. Let's go here, 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 here. That's not bad. I can dig it. Luke. Thanks. I take editing advice. Okay, so and here. There we go. So we got a nice little Atano circus. And now we get to do the fun stuff. Not fun stuff, the saving stuff. I can deal with the rest later. Save as. Ooh, it's gotten dark in here. Oh, that's interesting. Save as HBSR Etano Circus. Boom. Save. I'll come over here while that's doing that. Because now I can go export time lapse. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to. Oh, I completely agree. Didn't realize I was working in the dark. It's gotten quite dark in here because I had my lamp turned off at the wall switch when I came in. So we'll let that do its thing. Hey, Merry Christmas. Heart. Time. Save that. And that is done. That is done. I have one other thing I have to do. I have to go here, over here, red. Well, no, here. Boom. Never mind the further. Or did I get it in one pass? I got it in one pass, typing in the dark, where I couldn't see the keys. I am in ordinate place. Where am I going to stick this thing? I think I might have to shrink this one. It's been a while since I've had to do a little shrunk one, but that's okay. We're going to put this right there. File, export. Oh, wait, it won't until I do that. Come here. And I did all this on like 3 layers, and that's counting this one. That's beautiful. File, export single, PNG, and NTF S1 E79. And it's all set up for me to do the export stuff. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Sorry, it's about half my usual Saturday stream when I sit down and do these. But it is Christmas, so I'm going to close that up. Don't save, because I don't need it with the lettering. Close that up, because I have everything. Expand that out. And thank you guys for coming out. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. My links are in the chat, but more importantly, Christie's are right below. Let me go. This is my. Oh, it's probably too dark to see me. Oh, wow. Oh, I know what happened. Settings. Camera. No, I don't want the integrated. I want the USB. Hi. Cool. Hi. So guys, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from me and Lydia, my undead office assistant. Everybody who shows up in the chat, I hope you have the most blessed of days. I'm going to go hang out with my family. I hope you can too. Read about the situation that Christie's in, and if you can give anything, please do. This is just me trying to help somebody out who I've known her for a long time, and she's one of those people the world's dealt a rough hand to. And she's done her best with what she has. So we'll try to do that. Sorry about hearing that Luke's been shadow banned, but no one should be surprised by that. I'm not even affected. Because, I know that Fund My Comic is coming. So you just expect that sort of thing. Guys, like, share, and subscribe if you like this kind of work. Give me a little while, and I'll have a whole bunch of I'll have the art up on DA. I'll have the video, the time lapses up. It may be later this week because I don't want to have to do all that junk while it's Christmas time. So, folks, I love you irrationally because if racist bigots, all those other people can hate people irrationally, I can love them irrationally. And can't wait to see you next year. Because by this time, let me look. Well, that might be New Year's Eve. Well, I have to look at my calendar. Yes, next year that's New Year's Eve. I may not be able to do one of these New Year's Eve because of family entanglements. But other than that, see you soon for another Art Time with Nick. Keep drawing, because whatever you create, you can edit, you can make better, but you can't edit a blank page.